Hello everyone, I'm Mohammed Al-Bergli. In this presentation, I'll show you how I would grow the breadth and the depth of accounting within Bradford Management School in terms of teaching and research. I would start with an overview of my personal profile, and after that I will talk about how I would contribute to teaching and then how I would contribute to research. Let's start. My personal profile. I have PhD, master and bachelor degrees all in accounting. I have more than 10 years of professional experience, during which I worked as accountant, auditor, and senior manager, while applying the teamwork approach. I have more than 13 years of teaching experience. During this period, I taught various postgrad and undergrad modules, supervised and examined different master and PhD dissertations, and got leadership roles in different postgrad and undergrad modules while applying the teamwork approach as well. I've achieved student satisfaction rate of 96% based on the responses from diverse students from different backgrounds. Now, I will talk about how I would contribute to teaching. A private university is well recognized as technology university. Then, it's really valuable to provide students with skills in using accounting software applications, while such skills are really appreciated by employees. To contribute in this regard, I would design and teach modules that enhance students' skills in using various accounting software applications, including Sage for accounting, which is extensively used in practice, whether by accountancy firms or other organizations. HMRC software applications for the payroll, pension, self-assessment, and tax return, which are widely used in practice, especially by small companies and individuals. BrightPay, which is used by large companies for the payroll and pension, and the Excel sheet, which can be effectively used for accounting and management planning. The second point is about student-centered approach, which is the strategic approach adopted at Bradford University for the teaching and learning process, aiming at exciting students' curiosity to learn, motivating students to learn by doing and collaborating, stimulating intellectual learning, and making modules interesting. And as you can see here, the current NSS rates of the school in relation to the third objective and the fourth objective. So, in order to contribute to the successful implementation of this approach and the achievement of these objectives, I would use innovative teaching approaches for designing and teaching curriculums and modules. And these include cognitive learning approach, in which the intended learning outcomes are the center of the teaching and learning process. Zone of proximal development, in which we develop the learning materials and exercises to challenge students, but with our help and assistance, they can succeed. A problem-based solving, in which we support and encourage students to provide solutions for real-world problems. And finally, the flipped classroom, in which we support and encourage students to do pre-class preparation while making the lecture an active place for students to learn by doing and collaborating. The next point is that in my application of these teaching approaches, I will use collaborative and cognitive teaching and learning activities, including peer discussion and group discussion, whereby students are encouraged to work together, interact, discuss in order to learn. A playing for learning. For example, I use the balance scale in order to demonstrate the balance in the balance sheet and accounting equation. Reflective notes, in which we provide students with time in order to review and reflect on what we've learned. Questioning for learning, in which we encourage and stimulate the critical thinking of our students, including analysis, evaluation, and relating. Bradford University is a technology university that embeds the flexible and distance learning in its teaching and learning process, aiming at providing students with flexibility in when, where, and how to learn, motivate preparatory activities, enhance flexible communication between students and lectures, motivate continuous discussion. So, in order to contribute to the achievement of these objectives, I would use technology for teaching, including Blackboard, Collaborate Ultra for conducting webinars, for example, managing online discussion, including group discussions, Microsoft Teams for providing online learning sessions and managing online group discussions as well, Kahoot in order to encourage the participation and competition between students, as well as to conduct a quick assessment of their preparation, Padlet in order to motivate students to give and discuss their opinions with each other. Bradford University has a wide students diversity. We have 85% of the students are from UK, 15% are international students, 9% with disability, and 7% BAME students. Within this diversity, we have surely self-motivated students and less or demotivated students. So, with this diversity, Bradford University aims at giving all students equal opportunity to learn, help them to build confidence in their own abilities, interact and encourage each other, and feeling part of the university's community. So in order to contribute to the achievement of these objectives, I will teach for inclusion. I will make sure that the learning materials are clear in terms of the content and structure and includes various types of resources and are available in advance, so all students would have the time they require in order to approach the learning materials and contact us for help. Invite students to talk about their learning needs. In the induction day, I will invite the students now to come to my office to talk and discuss privately their learning needs and how to satisfy them. I will make sure the group discussions include different students in terms of nationality, level of motivation, and ability, so students can interact, encourage, and learn from each other. Evaluation and supporting success is one of the most important strategic objectives that embedded in the teaching and learning activities at Bradford University, aiming at providing students with timely and helpful feedback, clear assessment and marking criteria, fair assessment and mark. So, in order to contribute to the achievement of these objectives and aims, I would assess and provide feedback to the students that would be helpful for them to achieve the intended learning outcomes. My assessment and feedback activities would be conducted outside the lecture, during the lecture, and in addition to the module assessment. Outside the lecture, in addition to the emails and guided sessions, I will use a discussion board and the virtual learning environment in order to encourage students' discussion, monitor their discussion, evaluate the quality of this discussion, and provide timely feedback. I would use the weekly online quiz in order to provide timely assessment of the students' progress and therefore timely feedback. Online mock exam is very important, not just in relation to the preparation. During the lecture, I would use Kahoot in order to conduct a quick assessment of the student's preparation at the beginning or the start of the lecture. So I would be able to provide them with the required feedback. Learning partners. I would encourage students to assess each other's work and to provide feedback to each other. Exercise-related feedback, which represent my facilitator role as a lecturer during the lecture. Students' feedback on teaching, it's very important for me in order to reflect and improve my teaching practice. In relation to the module assessment, I would make sure that the assessment and marking criteria are discussed in advance with my students. I would ensure that the examination or the assessment includes various types of questions. For example, multiple choice questions, matching questions, true and false questions, and others. Different difficulty levels, ranging from easy to challenging questions. More thinking questions than recall questions, as we aim to assess students' ability to apply their knowledge rather than to recall of the textbook's information. Lastly, my contribution to research. My research area is management accounting and organizational performance. My research approach is qualitative research, including case study, whether a single case study or multiple case study. My research plan for the next 2 years is to publish the following papers. The first paper, Balanced Scorecard Implementation and a High Level of Environmental Uncertainty, the Interaction Fit that Yields Financial Performance Effectiveness. The target journal level is a 3-star paper. The second paper, the variability of the strategic basis for selecting balanced scorecard measures, and EU. The target is 3-star journal. The use of the balanced scorecard perspectives and the EU, the target is a 2-star journal. The implementation of balanced scorecard cause and effect concept and the EU, the target is 2-star journal. And the implementation of balanced scorecard targets and EU, the target is 2-star journal. And this is the end of this presentation. Thank you very much for your time. And now I'm ready for your questions.